Nueva York.
Well, Manfred, the last time we talked, we were in a different kind of weather. We were in Puerto
Yes,
Rico
we were.
driving the new Mini with the amazing three-cylinder engine, and now we're the headquarters for North America of BMW. So thank you for having us here.
Of course, you're welcome.
And a very interesting program. We're seeing a lot of new things from BMW in the program that you work at, Efficient. Can you talk a little bit about the prototype, the X5 prototype first, please?
Well, we've brought a BMW X5 prototype plug-in hybrid car over here from Europe because we wanted to give you first insight, even if it's still in a working progress for the next long period of time, on what we want to introduce into the market in the future. We start electrification of vehicles with BMW i3 and i8. Already with the i3, soon to be with the i8 as a first plug-in hybrid, and we want to send out the message that we will not stop and continue even with the core models of the BMW brand. And the BMW X5 is the first outcome of that.
Yeah, one of your most popular vehicles in the US, at least, I think, the X5. But very, very interesting technology because it's not just plug-in hybrid. I mean, it has like amazing technology. For example, something that got my attention immediately is that mode when you can set up the destination and then the car thinks for you what's the most efficient way to drive.
That's right. We call it a predictive driving. It makes especially sense. Well, we've introduced it with core brand models already with combustion engines, and we've introduced it in the past with active hybrid models 3, 5, and 7. Yeah. So it is already in the market. It is a sophisticated working system already, which is based on the GPS data. And we want to make use of that in terms of drivetrain strategy. So especially for a hybrid car where you can switch in between the distribution of loads on the combustion engine or the electric motor, it makes sense when you have an intelligent system who can judge upon where the most efficient use of energy, in which part of the engine it is at the moment. And you have the information on where you're going, road conditions, speed limit conditions, traffic information, topography, if there are hills in there where you can regain energy by rolling down a hill or where you need more energy to go up a hill. The system totally itself calculates the best and efficient way how to get to your target.
So it's not an autonomous driving car, but it's like very intelligent. I mean, because it's doing a lot of calculations for you.
There is a lot of steps to go for an autonomous driving, but it is one of the key factors, I'd say, as a first step to get there, yes.
Yeah. So the X5, you said it's a prototype, but I mean, the one we just drove here around the headquarters at BMW here in North America, it's working. So any time frame yet, but not only for this car, but as you said, it's going to be in other models too, right, in the future?
Yeah. So this car we will see in on the streets, I can clearly say within the next 2 years. I wouldn't expect it from your side to be on the street this year in 2014, but after 2014, let's say it this way, everything is possible. It is the first model, and we want to introduce plug-in hybrids with other BMW models as well. The factor here would always be the question if it makes sense. For us, especially in the X5 segments, we found out that a high amount of customers do not drive more than 30 kilometers per driving unit. And that is exactly, in terms of mileage, that will be around, I think, around 16, 17, 18 miles. That's exactly what we can drive electrically. So we want to give the customer who has a short distance driving during the day, maybe city traffic where a combustion engine is not very efficient, a possibility to drive emission free. It also depends on not looking only on the American market, but also considering, for example, the European market. In cities like Paris in France, we get new regulations now, which we also know from Beijing, for example, in China, where you are judged by the number plate if you can drive on a certain day into the city. So the future, with future emissions and targets of reducing emissions and air pollution, electrification will play a key factor. So it's not only about fuel consumption; it's also about flexibility in the future for the customer.
And I think the solutions that BMW is coming up with and other manufacturers is much more efficient than the nameplate, because in some countries like Mexico, Sao Paulo, when they put the regulation based on your license plate, people who can't afford it just buy another car. So it defeats the purpose almost. So this, what you were saying, the new system reduces the emissions by almost 55%.
Based on as I said, we are far away from market launch.
I know,
but we started testing. We started testing. We're a European-based country, so we started testing on the European test cycle, and in the European test cycle, we can reduce the consumption compared to a 35i model, which is a comparable power output matchup, by more than 50% in this test cycle. Yes.
Yeah, excellent. And there's other cars. There's the cars with diesel engines, but those cars are going to continue to exist, right?
Of course. Electrification, we are in the beginning. We are producing combustion cars now for more than 100 years. So this is the very starting grid still where we are in with electrification. But in the future, we are pretty much convinced it's not about if, it's about when it will grow. We are pretty convinced that electrification will become more and more necessary to reach future targets on our planet.
And the Efficient Dynamics groups also not only sees the powertrain, but also materials, lightweight. We just saw the i3. How it's made, carbon fiber, plastic, and the exterior panels. So all those elements go into this.
Yes, it's the more efficient the general body concept of a car is in terms of lightweight design and aerodynamics, the less energy the car is demanding from you. So if you have a light vehicle and a good aerodynamics, then there is not as much energy needed as if it's a heavy car with bad aerodynamics. So this is why we focus on the development of the whole body concept, of the vehicle concept, to be efficient. Then, of course, we want to integrate a dynamic powertrain, which identifies with the BMW brand and the core brand values. And at the same time, as for example, the predictive driving helps us to manage the energy flow in the car in an intelligent way. These are the 3 steps in our efficient dynamics approach for every vehicle of the company, not only for one single solution.
Excellent. Well, Manfred, thank you very much again for your time, and we're going to go out and keep driving these fabulous cars, and we can wait to see them in production when they come out. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Este programa fue una producción de National Latino Broadcasting.